This Chapter 1 reviews the quotation and settlement conventions of FX spot transactions and teaches you how to distinguish between the bid and offer and between the base and term currency in a quote. A spot FX transaction involves the exchange of one currency amount against another at an agreed rate. For example, if the euro-dollar rate is 1.4, then 1 euro can be exchanged for $1.4, and 1 million euros can be exchanged for $1.4 million. In most deals, the actual settlement of the spot transaction, which means the process of delivering the two currencies, takes place 2 business days after the trade date. This date is known as the spot value date. A euro-dollar spot trade transacted on a Monday will settle on Wednesday if both Tuesday and Wednesday are business days. Similarly, a euro-dollar spot trade transacted on a Thursday will settle on Monday if both Friday and Monday are business days. There are exceptions to this T+2 value date convention. One notable exception is the settlement of the Canadian dollar against the US dollar, where the value date convention becomes T+1. A spot date on Friday in US dollar against Canadian dollar will therefore settle on Monday. Let's suppose that on Thursday, October 16, counterparties A and B enter into a spot FX transaction where counterparty A buys 1 million euros against dollars from counterparty B at a spot rate of 1.4. On Monday, October 20, counterparty A will receive 1 million euros from and will deliver $1.4 million to counterparty B. Counterparty A is simultaneously buying euros from and selling dollars to counterparty B. In trading terminology, counterparty A is long euro-dollar for value October 20. The euro is mentioned before the US dollar because it is the base currency, a term we will explain shortly. Counterparty B will deliver 1 million euros to counterparty A and will receive $1.4 million. Counterparty B is simultaneously selling euros to and buying dollars from counterparty A. In trading terminology, counterparty B is short euro-dollar, also for value October 20. In an FX quote, the first currency quoted is referred to as the base currency, and the second currency quoted is referred to as the term currency. The second currency is sometimes called the quote currency also, or the counter currency. We will always refer to the second currency as the term currency in this module. The general market convention for quoting currencies is to use the US dollar as the base currency. For example, when quoting the exchange rate for the yen and the dollar, you would use the dollar as the base currency and the yen as the term currency. And therefore, the market convention is to say dollar yen and not yen dollar. The principal exceptions to this convention are quotes in relation to the euro, the British pound, and the Australian and New Zealand dollar, when the US dollar becomes the term currency. Therefore, the market convention is to quote euro dollar, or pound dollar, or Aussie dollar. Thus, if we say euro dollar is 1.4, then 1 euro can be exchanged for $1.4. While if we say dollar yen is 110, then $1 can be exchanged for 110 yen. A market maker will always quote a bid and an offer rate for a spot price. The bid is the price at which he is willing to buy the base currency and of course sell the term currency, while the offer is the price at which he is willing to sell the base currency and buy of course the term currency. For example, if the market maker in euro dollar quotes 1.402325, this means he is a buyer of euro against dollar at 1.4023 and a seller of euro against dollar at 1.4025. A customer or market taker wishing to transact with the market maker, who shows the quote 1.402325, would buy euro at 1.4025 or would sell euro at 1.4023. The difference between the offer and bid price is called the bid-offer spread. In our example, this comes to 1.4025 minus 1.4023, which is equal to 0.0002, or 2 pips as they are called. If the market maker in dollar yen quotes 110.11.14, this means that he is a buyer of dollars against yen at 110.11 and a seller of dollars against yen at 110.14. A customer or market taker wishing to transact with the market maker showing the quote 110.11.14 would buy dollars at 110.14 or sell dollars at 110.11. Here, the bid-offer spread is 110.14 minus 110.11, which is equal to 3 pips. A cross rate involves a quote of two currencies that does not include the US dollar as a base or term currency. The table you see here shows you some of the standard quote conventions for base and term currencies and the jargon used by market dealers to refer to a particular currency pair. In our example, when quoting the euro-yen cross rate, now turning red, the euro is the base currency and the yen is the term currency. Note that all of these conventions, which cannot be remembered through the application of logic, simply have to be memorized if you work in this particular business. Using the quotes for euro dollar and dollar yen, we can now calculate the implied euro yen cross rate quotation. We now show how a cross rate may be implied from two rates involving the US dollar. In what you see here, the market maker would sell euro and buy US dollar at 140.25, which is the offer side of the euro dollar quote, and would sell dollar and buy yen at 110.14 on the offer side of the dollar yen quote. Therefore, the offer side of the euro yen that the market maker would show is 140.25 per euro times 110.14 yen per dollar equals 154.47 yen per euro, rounded to 2 decimals. Similarly, the bid side of euro yen that the market maker would show is 140.23 per euro times 110.11 yen per dollar equals 154.41 yen per euro, rounded to 2 decimals. Therefore, the implied quote rate for euro yen will be 154.41.47, a bid-offer spread of 6 pips. In normal and liquid markets, however, the market maker will show a tighter bid-ask spread of 2 to 3 pips. This concludes Chapter 1 of this module.